I want to start this episode with a short reminder. When it rains, it pours. All right, so I got these texts from my friend Dominic yesterday. Dominic texts me. He says, I went on a prospecting tear for the last 6 weeks in Florida. It really took 5 weeks to show any results. But then a lot of things started closing at once. So he was prospecting for 6 weeks. 5 weeks, nothing happened. And then everything starts closing. And I think we've all seen this happen. So if you're listening to this and you feel like giving up, don't do it. Because when it rains, it pours. And then what Dominic did once it started pouring is great because he didn't stop prospecting. This is what he texted me. So most people stop. This is what he texted me. He said, basically, when it pours, people stop prospecting. And he didn't. And so this upwards momentum continues to fuel him and his sales. And he keeps going hard. He goes, so after sending 15 proposals per day, every weekday for 6 weeks and getting nothing for 5 weeks, closed 3 deals in 4 days. So he's sending 15 proposals a day every weekday for 6 weeks and getting nothing for 5 weeks. And now everything's closing at once. He closed 3 deals in the last 4 days. Don't stop. Welcome to episode 10 of the Edward Show. This is a daily show. I'm Edward Stern. This is a daily podcast about what I'm excited about in business and technology. And right now, I'm excited about getting go-to-market and being consistent in doing it. That's what I'm excited about. And that's what a lot of these episodes are about right now. It's about achieving go-to-market. It's getting users. It's getting customers and being consistent in doing it. But also like content creation. I think that's part of that. I think good content is a way to get users and customers. It's a way to attract the type of attention that you want along the sales funnel, or along the marketing funnel, which is actually what I was going to talk about today. I was going to talk about the marketing funnel today. This is a topic that I love. I love discussing the top of the funnel, the middle of the funnel, and especially the bottom of the funnel. But I'm feeling really inspired by what I did this morning. And so I'm going to save the funnel for tomorrow. Especially because what I did this morning goes really well with a lesson of not stopping. And so I want to talk about what I figured out this morning. To me, it's very exciting. If you make content, especially video content or audio content, but especially video content, I think it's very exciting. And especially if you make like short form. So I put out a video on TikTok every day, 1 to 4 videos every day I put out. Whenever I put out a video, it comes out on TikTok. And then without the TikTok watermark, it comes out on IG Reels, YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest. It comes out everywhere. Oh, hello. Hi, Esther. Thanks for joining me. Wow. So for those who don't know, this is a podcast that I record in Twitter Spaces. And I do that because I have a growing following on Twitter. And I think it's cool that when you do a space on Twitter, it notifies your following that you're doing a space. And so I do this on Twitter Spaces so that my followers can drop in and listen to me recording. And someone just dropped in. And then afterwards, my workflow is, and I'm actually going to talk about this, my workflow is I turn this into, I take the audio, turn it into an MP3, I put it into Descript, I enable this thing called Studio Sound, which makes it sound so nice. I remove the really long pauses. And then I turn it into a YouTube video and I put it up onto all of the popular places for getting podcasts, such as Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts. And so, somebody just dropped in And yeah, anyway, I'm going to continue. So, all right. So what I did this morning goes really well with the lesson of not stopping. If you master, so this is from James Clear. If you master continuous improvement and get 1% better each day for 1 year, you'll end up 37 times better by the time you're done. This is something that James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, which is a very famous book on consistency, wrote, and that a lot of other people just parrot. They just take this and they put it in whatever they write or they say. And James Clear says, you get 1% better each day. And after 1 year, you're 37 times better by the time you're done. But actually, I think James Clear is wrong about this one, because I don't think the way that things work is you get better each day. I think it really happens in bursts. Or at least that's what just happened to me this morning. So if you go steady with something for a while, here's what I just learned this morning. If you go steady with something for a while, something else in your life will open you up to new ideas. And then this will improve what you were previously doing and being steady at. But if you had stopped that thing that you were going steady with, if you had stopped doing that, you wouldn't have seen that improvement. You wouldn't have been open to this new opportunity that you learned from doing this other thing. And so if you stick with something, it's not that you get 1% better each day, but you get better in bursts, and that improvement eventually compounds. And so here's what happened to me. I had to learn this tool, Descript, for these daily podcasts, for these daily shows. I just talked about Descript, where I take this audio from my Twitter space and then I put it in to make it sound nice. And I learned, or I realized this morning, that I could also really effectively use this for my videos. And I think a lot of people know that you can use Descript for videos, but I already had a workflow that was working for me. And so I'm like, oh, my current workflow, I think, will be faster. But then I started really thinking about it, and I'm like, actually, no, this might be way better. And so let me say what my old process was for making videos, for making these daily videos that come out on TikTok and IG Reels and everywhere, and then what my new process is. So my old process is I would shoot and edit everything in the TikTok app. And as a result of doing it this way, and especially as a result of having to edit manually in the TikTok app, I usually had to record with scripts, and it was hard to be like as animated and authentic. And I couldn't do like really long takes where I just try and try again, because then it makes editing a lot harder. And I think it's more challenging to be authentic that way. I still had plenty of videos go viral and I still had videos do well, but it cost me a lot of time and especially effort to edit my videos in the TikTok app. And look, compared to using like Premiere Pro, it's still way better. It still takes me anywhere from like 1 or 2 minutes to 30 minutes to make a video. And that's like pretty good. Sometimes more, especially if there's a lot of cuts, and it could get exhausting. But compared to like doing it in Premiere Pro, it's just so much better. But this new process is way better than this current process that I just described. So my new process is, maybe I'll come up with I'll write out the hook. So if you make a video or if you make any piece of content, the hook is the most important part. The first 1 to 3 seconds, that's what gets somebody to stick with you. That's what gets somebody to watch or listen. And so I usually write that out. I try to think of a good hook. There's actually a lot of different types of hooks that you can say. Maybe I'll do that in another podcast. But I think of the hook and I usually script that. And so this is the new process. So I'll still script that hook, and then I'll just go on kind of a rant about it and talk about things that I've learned or ideas that I have, and I can be really authentic. And it doesn't make editing very hard. Whereas like if I'm going on a rant like that and I have to edit in the TikTok app, it's very challenging to edit. It's very challenging to edit a rant and have it be concise. And also like edit that in a way that is time efficient and energy efficient. Those are all challenges with the old process that I had. And as a result, I didn't really do as many rants. And now with this new process, I can do them a lot. And I think rants do really well because they're authentic, they're animated. I think people like that. I think good content in general is just energy transference. It's just coming to whatever you're recording with positive energy and inspiration and passing that along to the people who are watching you and listening to you. And that's what I try to do on this podcast. And that's what I think more efficiently do with these new videos. So once I record that rant, I put it into Descript. And the reason Descript is called Descript is because it automatically creates a transcript of everything that you say. And then normally you edit based on like a timeline. But with Descript, you edit based on the transcript. So you can edit your video. You literally it's like editing a document. It's like editing a Word document. You have that transcript right there and you move different parts around or you cut other parts and all the video is reflected just like that. And it's so much easier. But then, and then another reason why my old process took longer and it was more energy consuming is because I had to cut out all the spaces and all the gaps between words and make the cuts really fast. And with Descript, it's 2 clicks. You say like that space between words is called the word gap. So you just say like, okay, take all spaces, all word gaps over this amount of time and make them this amount of time. So what I do is I take all word gaps that are over 0.01 seconds. So like all the word gaps, and I make them 0 seconds. Just remove them. And so then I don't have word gaps in my videos. And this type of content does really well on short form mobile video, such as TikTok and IG Reels. And that's a 2 or 3 click thing. And it's so much faster than manually doing that myself within the TikTok app, which was still good. Again, like that was like, I've been preaching that a lot because it's still better than the alternative, which is Adobe Premiere Pro. And you can still very easily go viral doing that. But this just saves me time and it's more efficient. And then I can also put in images and edit the images within Descript. I can do green screen within Descript and just everything saves time. Also, the timeline shows the words in it. And so you can match up images with the words in the timeline. You can do the same with video and do the same with green screen. I think it's a really amazing tool. It's very fairly priced. And this is like a game changer in my content. And, this wouldn't have happened if I stopped making these videos. There are days where these videos are hard that I make. And I'm just like, I don't want to do it, but I force myself to do it because I know that if I give up one day, I'll give up more days. And that will increase. And then all of a sudden, like there will be a point where I just stop, where I just say F this and I stop. So I don't miss a day. That's my thing. I don't miss a day. And because I don't miss a day, I open myself up for these new opportunities that I get from different parts of my life, which was doing a daily podcast in my life. And so that's why I say like being consistent is so important. But I want to talk about this solution a little bit more because it also like, it feels like I have a superpower. The goal of I wrote this down for myself because I want to read this. I think it's important. The goal of technology in video is to reduce. So in video, the goal of technology is to reduce the friction in making what's in your mind into a reality. You have an image or a video in your mind. You have something in your mind that you want to take and put it onto screen. And the goal of technology should be to make that as easy as possible, to make your dreams come to life as easy as possible with as little friction as possible. And this is what just happened to me. And it's way easier now And I wouldn't have gotten this if I had given up on my path. And this is just one of the many reasons to be consistent, which is why I talk about it on so many of these daily podcasts. That's why I'm daily, because you get gradual improvement and it comes in bursts, but it is dramatic when it happens. And so you get that by being consistent. And then the other one is like back and go to market. If you're vocal, and this is me being vocal with these podcasts, my videos are me being vocal, then you strengthen top of mind awareness and opportunities begin converting, like what's happening to my friend Dominic at the beginning of the show. So stick with it. Don't stop. My friend Dominic's opportunities are now closing after 5 weeks of like grueling like just void nothingness. And now they're converting. And for me, I got this trick that made making videos a lot more fun and easier. And I think my videos will perform way better now. I mean, we'll see. But to me, like, I just opened up like a whole new realm of opportunity for what I can create, because now it's so much easier to bring what's in my mind to real life or to the screen. And I'm very excited about it. I hope that my excitement comes through in this recording. I hope that you feel excited for whatever you're doing and for whatever you're sticking with and forever what you want to achieve. I hope you feel excited for that, because if you just do little things along that path, your goal, your path, then you will get there eventually. Everything, sometimes it feels like you're not making any progress. And then you see that everything just happens all at once. And when it rains, it pours. So I'll end the show with that. Episode number 10 of The Edward Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I had so much fun recording these. I actually immediately felt better when I started recording this one. Like, I'm like, gosh, here goes another one. And then I start talking and I'm like, oh yeah, I have a smile on my face. This is great. Thank you for listening. I have fun doing this. I hope you have fun listening, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye now.